Hello, and welcome to Twin Peaking, where I showed my friend Jay my personal list of worst to best episodes of Twin Peaks, and she sees if she can figure out what the show is. If you're liking the show, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and tell anyone you think might be interested. Also, please make sure to go follow my friend Jay at twitch.tv/JanuaryK. That's January Kay. Without further ado, let's get into it. Hey Jay, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Mac?
All right. New technology giving me a meltdown as it is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've taken a few weeks off, right? Like it's been 2?
Yes. I think 2 weeks, yes.
Yeah, we were in the middle of some interesting stuff happening in the show there. Where we just watched the first episode of season 3. How are you feeling in the meantime in those couple of weeks?
I'm feeling good. I have in those 2 weeks I have rewatched some of our episodes of the podcast to keep the show fresh in my mind. So I feel good going into this, especially because the last episode we watched is still so fresh in my mind, and so I'm very excited for this episode coming up here. Very excited to see what happens, I guess.
All right. Well, I don't really have any additional leading questions, so I figure we can probably jump right into it.
Okay.
Unless you had any points to make.
No, I think I'm ready. I am ready to get into it.
All right. Well, here we go. Season 3, episode 2.
Yay.
So,
holy fuck.
That was season 3, episode 2. The stars turn and a time presents itself.
The stars turn. Oh, okay.
Yep. So, broad thoughts. What did you think?
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on in this. I don't know if we should if I should get into the broad thoughts or if we go scene by scene. I don't know how to go through this.
I guess, so this is the first one where it's been really out there that we've seen. Yes.
And
so I guess I'm just trying to tap into what are you feeling right now? What are you thinking right now?
I think because the Twin Peaks that I have seen so far is murder mystery. It's Coop and the gang, figuring out Laura Palmer's death and other shit going on, right?
Right.
And so maybe it's because I haven't seen the out there episodes of season 1 and season 2 yet that this is so far removed from what I've seen so far. There have been references in a couple scenes of the Black Lodge and the Red Room and here and there, but it's never been it's so prominent in this episode. And so the fact that and there's also a lot of new information to me that I feel you would know if you watch the show properly up until this point, that this isn't a surprise. So there's a lot going on here for me to process that I don't necessarily know what to think of all of it yet, kind of deal. But yeah, I guess I'm caught off guard by the amount of supernatural shit. That's what I've been calling it so far.
Yes.
Is supernatural shit going on. So the fact that this is so prominent is kind of freaking with my understanding of the show, basically.
Sure.
So yeah, that's
it
how
does
I
sound
feel
like you
so
knew
far.
this was kind of coming though. From re-listening to old stuff, you're like, I started to write it off, and now I know it's important. But it still sounds like you underestimated it.
Yes.
Somehow.
I guess I. 'Cause I think What was I like?
It was particularly
How do
after missing
I-
pieces that you started to be like, okay, this stuff's actually important.
Yes, exactly. So I was like, I guess I was expecting going into it, and what I understand of the show, like I thought that we were gonna focus on Bill and like how he perceives of what happened, and like, you know, there's some supernatural shit, and we were starting to get through that first scene, but then it completely changes and goes completely into Red Room. And I was like, oh my god, wait, this is not focused on Bill, you know. And so I was very, that's why I guess that's what I mean by caught off guard. I think like I was expecting a sprinkle of the supernatural shit and more focus on Bill, but then what I got was, no, Bill is just like the icing on the cake. Like the cake is not here yet. The cake is all of the shit going on with the Red Room and Evil Coop. I'm gonna call him that from now on.
So I don't know if this will help you if you want to change that name, but like largely the fandom calls him Mr. C.
Mr. C. Okay.
Yeah, because that's how
Mr.
this
C.
version of Coop has been introduced. You can keep calling
Okay.
him Evil Coop, but like that's the generalized like title that people have called
That's good
him.
to know.
Yeah.
Mr. C. Okay.
That said, we know you don't care much for titles. So feel free to call him what you want.
General Briggs is still like super prominent in my mind.
What I love about that is that like even when you get it like your initial instinct has now to get it right, and then you will correct yourself to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Which is so fun. Like I'm here for it. I love that. Let's go. But like it is so funny to hear you go Major General Briggs, and you're like,
His name's General Briggs. Okay, I'll keep that in mind of Mr. C. I like Evil Coop because he's evil.
Yeah.
Coop is pure and lovely and better than everyone, and then, you know, Evil Coop is Evil Coop.
I would like to also point out that like even original Coop did have like kind of a mean streak about him on occasion. I've been very careful to highlight it when we've seen it so far. Like he is like genuine and like wants to learn about people and is it does have that puppy dog energy, but like there are times where you know, he's kind of a little bit more like well, they got what was coming to him, or like a little bit like, you know, has his like edge to him, not edgy, but like edge to him, you know. And so like I don't feel like how do I put this? Yes, clearly this is Evil Coop, but like it does feel like there's this part of him that was attached to that. Like he was never purely good.
Right.
But yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get it. Oh, well, actually, how do you feel about the title? That's usually what I ask here.
That's what the log lady says when she
Yes.
calls Hawk. The stars turn and the time presents itself. Watch carefully. I thought it was fitting. Fitting. The whole time being a theme of the entire episode is very interesting. Yeah.
I would like to ask what you make of that as a theme throughout the episode, but I think we'll cover that after I get to the end. Here, let me make sure to make a note to ask about it again, because
Okay.
depending on what you say, I may have an antidote to talk about this, or I may not,
Okay.
depending on whether there's dots connected.
Okay.
All right. So, we open with Bill Hastings in the jail talking to his wife, where we find out that he's like, I've never been to her place before, please believe me, but you know, I have been talking to her and we've been doing this. And she's like, I know that you've had an affair, and that he's like she's acting like this is a soap opera with her acting, and he loses it like this is an actual drama. It's so funny to watch them play off of each other. And you understand why in the episode before this, she was like, but we have company coming over as he's being arrested.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't give a fuck about this dude.
Yeah.
But I care about my reputation and the company coming over, right? But it's so funny to watch them play off of each other here because he gets so upset, and he's
very upset.
She belongs in the original Twin Peaks, and he belongs in the new one. You know what I mean?
I get that vibe.
And they're playing off of each other. It's so fun. But so he's like, yeah, well, I know that you've been fucking my lawyer and also another person, maybe, right? And she's like, you're going down for life. And you're like, you're not matching his energy. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
And then he has a meltdown about that because he realizes his lawyer, who's supposed to be the one helping him, and his wife, who is perfectly fine letting him go to jail for life, are having an affair. He is so fucked.
Yeah, he is very sad.
Yes.
Sad moment for Bill.
Yeah.
I thought it was this is where I was like, okay, we're this is the murder mystery. I was ready to get into it. I love Matthew Lillard in anything, so I was very impressed with his acting here. I thought he was very good. It was kind of okay, so here was my thought process. So Bill is like, I swear I've never been in there. I had dreams of being there. I had a dream that night of being there. And then I was like, oh, okay. This is the supernatural part. And then Phyllis comes in and was like, I know there was an affair. And I was like, oh. And then he hits her back with, but I know that you have an affair with my lawyer. And I was like, oh. And I was very focused on oh wait, they're one-upping each other all of a sudden with this it was very personal drama all of a sudden. I was invested. I was like, wait a second, this is tea. This is very big tea. And so that was my thought process as the scene continued. And then it ended with her being like, you deserve to be in jail, or she says something that see you, never, goodbye, Bill.
Yeah.
And then she leaves, and I was like, oh, the drama, the tea. I was like, what the heck is going on? And so I was very as more information revealed itself in the scene, the being in the dream, him being there in his dream kind of took a back seat. I was like, wait, I understood and I heard that fact, but that's gonna take a back seat as I process this affair drama going on right now. So but now that I've had a chance to think about it, it's interesting. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what to think of Bill and the dream and him being there, what's going on. I guess I'll go into a thought that immediately crossed my mind as I was processing this is you know how there is a theory that when you go to sleep, your brain gets transported into your other life. And then you live your other life in your dream, and then when you wake up, you get transported back into your original body. And so that was my thought process of is it this? Because later in the episode, and we'll talk more about it later, but I'll bring it up now because it's pertinent to the situation of doppelgangers and how doppelgangers exist. And so that was my thought of oh, Bill has a dream doppelganger that he visits while he sleeps, and then that's why it's all fuzzy and foggy to him. So that was the theory that was bouncing around in my head as I've got to process during the episode as more information came out. So yeah.
All right, yeah, no, that's very interesting and insightful. Yeah, I mean, it does feel how do you put it? It does kind of set it up for it to be Buckhorn's the new Twin Peaks, and we may see some returning faces, but this is the new part of that, right? And then and even the start of this episode kind of does that. And jumping ahead a little bit, they quickly put an end to that when Mr. C shows up and just shoots Phyllis.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, never mind. I guess that's not what this is. Which I think is almost a meta commentary on the entire, like I feel like they're setting that up in this way, like, because if the original Twin Peaks was kind of a commentary on the and you know, it was a soap opera, but also it was a commentary on it, like on a meta level, right? And so like, and because of that, they spawned this new version of TV, which eventually became prestige television, right? Like, The Sopranos is heavily influenced by Twin Peaks, right? Like, they list it as a reference. Like a lot of these big shows, True Detective, right?
Yeah.
And then this comes out, and it's like commenting on the thing that created the genre of like the style of television, right? The style of, and so it's like, oh, you think we're setting this up to be here and do this, and also like a commentary on reboots, right? You think we're setting this up?
Right.
No, literally the old person who is like emblematic in the show of you know, both like who the main character was as well as like this additional layer of evil is like, no, the soap opera character that like was kind of leaning into like the old style of the show and like this new murder mystery. No, that's not what this is. We're shooting that right here, and right, like it feels kind of like that as a commentary, which I think is super interesting. Immediately after this, she leaves and runs into George in the hallway, where she's like, she walks up, she's like, he knows about us, don't walk me out. And he looks like kind of shook by this, and then like goes about his job. Not much to say about that. It's a fun little thing, like her being like, so very Catherine Martell kind of about it.
Yes, I got that vibe.
This is what's going on, and he's like, oh, okay, like I'll follow your orders on this, right? And then what I wrote as the next scene is, what the fuck, man, in jail.
Yes. I wrote jail guy floating away ? That's what I wrote.
So it focuses on Bill Hastings, Matthew Lillard first, and then pans over to this man just like completely painted black, like all the way charred looking, right? And he's just like staring out into space. It just keeps staring and then starts to wobble away, and his opacity goes down and he disappears, but then his head shows back up and like wiggles away. Like, Any thoughts on that? Because that was your first bit. That was the moment where I was like, okay, here we go. Like I buckled up at that point. I was like, this is where the pavement, or like the wheels hit the road for you, Jay. Like,
that was definitely, I was like, oh, like the supernatural shit's already happening. Like, cool. Like I waited so long in like our first couple episodes to get into supernatural shit. And so
you didn't know it was
like,
in there, which is why you were pissed about the log lady. And then suddenly the supernatural stuff starts to show up and you're like, oh wait, okay, I guess this is important.
So the fact that it starts so early, I guess I haven't seen proper season 1 properly yet, so I guess I don't know how early the supernatural shit goes, but like it feels like it starts very early in, like it's already season 2 of season 3, so I was like, or episode 2 of season 3, so I was like, what's going on? So I don't know what to think of
theories
that.
On that? No.
He's a guy maybe he was a guy who was in Bill's position before, and that's why he got caught. Maybe he died in jail and was like, I was accused of murder, and like that's why he's being summoned, because history repeats itself kind of deal. So maybe
there is some theming of history repeating itself in here. So
exactly.
Don't hate that read. So after that, we do get Phyllis going back home, seeing Coop, who I think is she's familiar with him. She knows him. I think it's implied that Coop is the other guy that she was cheating on Matthew Lillard with. And then he's like, you did your job great. You followed human nature. And then shoots her in the back of the head.
Oh gosh, Phyllis.
Took you a second to recognize Coop.
Yeah, it did. I didn't recognize him at first. I guess because of his silhouette. Like if he was wearing trench coat with a short hair, I think I would have
Sure,
recognized him in the dark. But because he's long hair Coop with a leather jacket, I think that's why it took me so long. I liked that he was like the amount of processing that Phyllis had to do in a couple seconds there was like he pulls out a gun and then evil Coop goes, "This is George's gun," and then shoots her. It's like, oh, like the poor Phyllis. Yeah.
I mean,
not a great lady, not a great, not nice lady at all.
but like no one deserves to get got like that.
Yes, no one deserves to get got like that.
Yeah, one of her affair partners kills her to frame her other affair partner, while her husband has been somewhat framed by her going to jail. Like it's messy.
It's messy. It's very messy. It's messy in a different way.
Yes.
I like this kind of mess is very interesting to me. The kind of mess that was like, it's interesting the contrast. Like this scene in like the first couple scenes actually like really set the tone of what season 3 is. Like it feels like season 3 is a lot more darker than at least what I've seen of season 2. Like the mess that I referenced of like earlier, like this is mess is like framing, affair partners, murder, blah, 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 blah. The mess that I'm used to is like Nadine going after a high schooler and her husband having an affair with the lady at the diner. Like that's the mess that I'm used to in this show.
Well,
and so
I mean, we got a lot of attempted murder in that second season too, and actual murder too. Like we opened with a woman killing her husband and trying to frame James for it, right? It was the first thing we saw. And then and then the guy who's tied into that gets shot that episode. And
I forgot about that.
One of the earliest things you said about the show is, "Oh, there's a lot of murder in this town."
Yeah.
But then, like,
that's true.
It's so funny that as we distance ourselves from that part of the show, there's less and less murder there, which is why it catches you back off guard here.
Yeah,
because like as we're getting into what people consider the good Twin Peaks, you're like, there's not a lot of murder in here. It was all bundled in this area that was very early on for us, and that's why people are like, now people are just dying left, right, and center. Like, what is this, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is funny, but I totally get you on this.
Yeah, I think it's because it's so fresh in my mind of like, oh yeah, Nadine, like,
right, yeah.
Like I love her. So yeah, it just feels like it's taking like a step into like the very serious kind of darker tone. So yes. I like it. I like I said, I like true crime. I'm not opposed to it. It's just I guess I was not mentally prepared for how dark it was going to be, I guess.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Which is an experience that many a fan can mirror, where they were like, well, we thought we were getting more Twin Peaks, and this is not that. And I'm like, it kind of is. Like, you guys are missing the forest for the trees a little bit,
right.
But I get people who wanted more of like that, especially in a time where you know, we get a lot of prestige stuff, but like it's I love this. This is this. Yes. I'm giddy for what we're getting into. Okay. So after that, we cut to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Where we see Patrick Fischler as Duncan Todd in an office. He calls someone into his office, gives him some money and says, yes, tell her she has the job. And then the guy he gives money to says, why do you let him like control you like that?
Yeah.
And he's like, listen to me. If you ever meet someone like him, don't get involved. Right. Yeah. What'd you make of that? Why are we in Las Vegas?
Yeah, that's interesting. What I think of that, like maybe Mr. Todd is like, cause like I didn't realize it was Las Vegas I thought it was New York. And so my immediate thought is like maybe Mr. Todd is connected to that uber rich billionaire who has that thing set up in New York, which shows up in the later in the episode of the cameras pointing at the box. So that was my thought. It was like Mr. Todd is connected to whoever this billionaire person is.
Do you think
somehow.
that could still hold true if it's in Las Vegas? Like there was a little title card. That's not me dropping a spoiler. There's a little title card, but it was for like a second. So if you're taking a note, you may have missed it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's still possible. I still think that. It seems like this billionaire is very well connected. So I think that he at first, my fan fiction theory that I was bouncing around in my head after episode 1 of season 3 was that maybe somehow the billionaire was Harry and Harry really wanted to find Coop, and that's why he built this box so that he could get to the Black Lodge and find Coop that way. That was like the theory that I had in my head. Of like, or he found someone that had a lot of money or whatever that may be. My thought with that was like, like Josie knew a lot of like well-connected people, rich people, but like evil people kind of deal. That was my thought. And then now after this scene, Mr. Todd says that line of like, or Roger asks him, why do you let him make you do things like this? And Mr. Todd says, don't get involved with a guy like that. And so I'm like, Harry's not evil. Like Harry seems like a nice guy, so it's probably not Harry, but I think it's someone from Twin Peaks. Like I think it is someone around that. Like I feel part of me thinks it's like someone from Twin Peaks. Don't know who, but it's like they're purposefully keeping it a secret as kind of like a surprise. It's this person kind of deal, like a reveal for season 3. So that's my thought. Could
it be Catherine?
Catherine.
Because if we were doing a real life version, Catherine, who is clearly a villain and trying to make it darker, you could take her character that way.
I could see that with Catherine. Like, I can see a version of herself going off the deep end, but I don't necessarily think that it would be in this way. Like, I don't see her building the box. I don't see her doing any of that. So I can see it, but I personally don't see the vision. I think it's someone out of left field from Twin Peaks, someone we don't expect. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. We see a railway crossing, and then we go to the diner with Ray, Daria, Mr. C, and Jack. And they talk about different plans. They have to get information from Hastings' secretary.
Yeah.
Which sounds interesting. And then they're talking back and forth. And Ray says like, well, I'll get you the thing that you need. And Mr. C is like, want. I don't need anything. If there's something you should know about me, Ray, is that I want. Right? Jack's just housing more food. What do you make of this scene?
Yeah, the big revelation is Hastings' secretary. So what is Bill involved in that evil Coop wants so bad? And how is that connected to the murder of Ruth from the last episode, right? Like, is Ruth is Ruth his secretary and she's dead? Because I don't think we found out, unless I am mistaken.
She was the librarian there, but
the librarian.
Yeah.
But like, she's connected somehow. Like,
right.
Like, is it? How is this all connected? Like the pieces are there. The string is just not set up yet, I think. That was interesting to me. Evil Coop is evil. The thing about I don't need anything, I want things is interesting. Like, what is the emphasis on that? Like, is this fun for him? Like, is killing people fun for him? Or like, what does he need? Or he says not need, but like, he doesn't want to, we learn in a later scene of this episode that he doesn't want to go back to the Black Lodge. He's supposed to go back to the Black Lodge, but he doesn't want to. And so is it connected to him wanting to stay on Earth or this realm on Earth? And this is his way of finding a way to do that. That was my thought with that. So yeah, the puzzle pieces are there, but I don't know how to place them yet.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting that it's the secretary they need, because like Ruth is set up to, like, especially when like you find out that they do have this other connection going on, to seem more important, but it's actually this other person that this group is targeting.
Right.
Which I think is interesting. Obviously, the big takeaway here is him saying like he doesn't need anything he wants. Like that's what this scene is for. It feels like, right? But yeah, and setting up like the dynamics of this group to a degree.
Yeah.
It's deeply uncomfortable.
It is. There's a lot of uncomfortable things in this episode we'll get into.
Oh yeah, I was crawling at certain points. I love this. like again, it's really showing its like horror side. With this episode, right? Of being like, hey, listen, we're not always like this, but when we are, we're gonna make you feel it, you know?
Right.
And there's this like energy of just intense dread about this episode. Like when the one-armed man, cutting ahead a little bit, says like something's wrong, you're like, yeah, we feel that. You know? Like we've been feeling that. Yeah. So after that, Hawk is in the woods and gets a call from the log lady. And she asks what he's doing. And he's like, hey, your log and I have the same thought. Something's going down here. And then he makes his way to this little tar pit surrounded by trees.
Yeah.
While he's making his way there, this is where we get the titular line. The stars turn and a time presents itself. And thoughts on that line, I guess. Thoughts on the log lady who then invites Hawk over. It's like, hey, come by. I have
coffee.
pie. I have pie and coffee for you.
Oh, it's so cute.
Very cute and sweet. Yeah.
Oh, very cute. I'm glad that these two have a friendship going on. It's very, very cute. I'm glad that Hawk. It seems like Hawk is doing the real police work once again in this episode. He's working hard over here. In terms of the line, the stars turn and the time presents itself. I'm wondering if it has anything to do with like the Black Lodge like portal opening, because I still haven't seen that last damn episode of season 2, and so picking it up together.
In the penultimate episode before that, Coop was like, "It's not like." It's not a space, it's a time. Like it's about the planets aligning or whatever, right?
Yes. So I'm wondering if like, is the portal going to open again? Like, is that tar pit in the on the ground in the woods like a portal to the Black Lodge? Because the reason why I think that is because there's a very interesting transition where like the screen, like it starts to turn red, like this red color, and like it starts like the weird transition where you kind of see the curtains of the red room, and then all of a sudden it fully transitions to the red room scene. So I'm like, oh, is there a portal opening here? Like, is this like an opening into this other realm that only happens during certain nights where the stars align or something like that? So that was my thought process going with that. So
yeah. No, 100%. which is like you were saying, we were seeing like it like fade into that, and then suddenly we're in the room, we hear the music, and we see Coop.
Yes.
Yeah, we see Coop proper. How's that?
I love Coop. I'm glad that we get to see him not evil. That makes me happy.
Yeah, because like right before this, like I was wondering like how you felt about evil Coop being the way, because like you had a theory. It was one of a couple theories you were running with, but you had a theory of like, what if his time in the Black Lodge, like he's surviving in this alternate darker reality, and it's just kind of changed who he is fundamentally over the past 25 years.
Yeah,
you'd mentioned that as like a possibility, so I was wondering how you felt leading up to that, with seeing how much like more evil he's gotten before like good Coop showed up. Like I was wondering how you felt about all that.
I was sad because I legit did think that like the Black Lodge like corrupted him and like made him evil, and there's like a friggin' some sort of story where they have to uncorrupt Coop or something like that. I don't know.
Or he's just the villain and there needs to be a new hero. Type story too.
Yeah, I never had that thought personally. I was more so, I was like, oh, he's impure and they have to make him pure again. That was my thought process with it. So, I was very happy to see like, oh, Coop in a suit. That is like the Coop that I know. I know that Coop. So it made me very excited to see.
Yeah. And then the rest of the scene plays out, which, my Lord. So he's sitting there, the one-armed man is there, and he says, is it future or is it past? Mm-hmm. And then I think that's where he says someone is here, and then disappears.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then Coop is kind of like, what? And then like hears the footsteps, locks in, and there we see Cheryl Lee walking in, looking glorious. Love her. And she goes and sits down, and it's very uncomfortable. And they start to have a conversation where he's like, she's like, do you recognize me? And he says like, are you Laura Palmer? Mm-hmm. And she says, I think I know her, but sometimes my arms bend back.
My arms bend back. Yeah, I have that note here. Yeah.
And then after that, he asks again, or do you know Laura Palmer? And she's like, I am Laura Palmer. He says she's dead, and she goes, I'm dead, yet I live. And I believe it's at this point where she removes her face.
Yes.
And light shines through.
Yeah.
And then puts her face back on and gives him a look of like, so what? Like, like absolutely serving with that. Then she gets up, walks towards him. They share a kiss, and then she leans in and whispers something that seems to horrify Coop.
Yep.
And then something happens that's hard to describe.
Yeah.
where noises happen, the curtains start ruffling, and then she starts to like shake and distort, and screams horrifically, and is pulled away.
Yep.
And then it's a hard cut back to the one-armed man being like, is it future or is it past?
Right.
And then we cut to the one-armed man waving to the next room. And I'm going to stop us here so we can talk about all of that.
Sure. Okay.
Because that's how I cut it up in my things.
Yeah,
I was like, this is all technically one big scene, but we need spots to stop and talk.
We need to stop and talk about this, yes.
Yeah. So going through all of that, let's go chronologically. First of all, one-armed man, is it future or is it past? Something I keep referencing in the podcast. You've heard me say it.
It's interesting that like, because like for me, I don't have any time travel-esque type of indication from the show. Like, it has been very chronological, despite the fact that we are not watching it chronologically. And so it's interesting that like that keeps coming up, of like the theme of like future or past or present, or what's happening, like what time is this kind of deal. And so right now, to me, it's just a phrase. I don't know what that means yet, because the show has not shown me otherwise. So it keeps coming up, but like, it's like when someone says, I'm going to get McDonald's for lunch, but then they get something else for lunch. And you're like, every day they're like, I'm craving McDonald's, but you see them come in with like Subway or A&W or Burger King, and it's never McDonald's. This freaking phrase of future or past keeps coming up, but I see no indication of it yet, kind of deal. So
I
don't
think
know.
a more accurate reading of that would be if somebody said, I'm going to get McDonald's, and then you like I'm gonna get McDonald's, and you hear that recorded, and then they keep coming in with other food. But then you see like a recording of them being like, I'm getting McDonald's today. And you're like, you're not doing that. So clearly you've done this at a different point in time.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen you do that.
Yeah. I think that is, I think that's a better way of describing it, because I don't know where to place it. I have no idea like where this comes up again. I know it comes up in Missing Pieces a little bit.
Yes.
But I like nothing. I haven't seen anything of it yet. So writing it off for now, I guess, because I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't write it off. I would just keep that in mind. I haven't seen. I haven't seen anything of it. So I would say also, like you mentioned, like time travel and stuff. It doesn't feel like traditional.
Exactly. It doesn't feel like traditional time traveling. Yeah. So I don't know where, like, how it presents itself. Like, if it has presented itself right now, I don't recognize it because I don't have the tools to recognize it. Does that make sense? Like, if I have seen it, and because I haven't seen episode 1, then like I can't pick it out if I don't have the tools to do so. So
my alarm was going off, so I had to lean over and turn it off.
Oopsies.
Yep. So we get there, and then he disappears, and we see Laura Palmer. How'd you feel about her introduction with that?
I was really excited when I saw Laura. I was like, oh my God, that's Laura. I was very like, because at the beginning of episode 1, season 3, there's that one scene that they filmed. I don't know if it shows up in the last episode of season 2, but she kind of like freezes in time. She's like, I'm going to talk to you like 40 years in the future or something like that. She says something along those lines.
25 years.
45 years. Yeah.
25.
Okay. And
well, that's
and
important
then
because this takes
up.
place 25 years later. Like this is filmed and like released.
Yes.
A little bit after that, but like the intended release date was 25 years after the initial release date. So
I was excited to see an older Laura. I was not expecting an older Laura because she's dead. She's not supposed to age. And so I thought, like a little movie magic, like if Laura were to show up, it'd just be old footage. Cause like my assumption at the beginning of season 1 episode or season 3 episode 1 is that, this is just old footage that they had when they filmed at the time, and they're just putting it at the beginning of the season, and so to see the actress of Laura, and she's an aged Laura, and I'm like, like this, there's a reason for this happening. Like they're not just using old footage to kind of talk about like this kind of time travel-esque kind of deal. So I was very excited.
There's also this interesting sweetness to letting us have an older Laura Palmer.
I did want to touch upon that,
because you touched upon it lightly, but like, and feel free to jump off from this, but like, you're right, she is dead. We're not supposed to see her grow older, and so like, there's this like tenderness to allowing us to see that, you know?
Yes. Because that's the sadness of like murdered people, is they're
Right.
always going to be the age that they die at. So
Yeah.
that's why like part of like I wanted to touch upon that too, is like there's we get to see, you know, because everyone else has aged. Like even we got to see freaking older Dr. Jacoby freaking at the beginning of that episode. It's just nice. It's nice to see everyone age together, even though Laura is dead. So
Yeah. What did you make of the weird cryptic? Like, do you understand? Okay, so I'm hoping it's a long shot. I know it's not gonna help. I don't want to keep trying different things with this, but I'm going to because I think it's fun. If it's actually annoying, you let me know. Does her weird cryptic bullshit saying this here help at all with you not liking the log lady as much? Because maybe that's all the log is saying is weird cryptic bullshit, and she just has to deal with that. Like she's not being obtuse on purpose. It's like, this is what I got, guys. Like,
yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. I like the log lady now in season 3 than I did in previous seasons. I think part of it is her characterization as an old people Mac are my sweet spot. Like I have like a little sweet, you know, hole in my heart for old people. I'm definitely the type of person, you know, when they see an old person eating by themselves in the cafeteria of the mall, I'm like, oh, that's an old person eating by like, that's me. I am that person.
Sure, yeah.
And so I do have I have softened up on the log lady a little bit, just by natural J nature, I guess.
Well, in addition to that, there is that little sweetness towards Hawk where she's like, come for pie and coffee. Like it makes her feel like she does have connections outside of the log, right?
Yes. So it's so sweet. In terms of like her bullshitness though, no, I hate this. I hate like Mac, I hate that I know I'm missing pieces. Funny, I said the name of the movie, but I'm literally missing pieces. Like, and it's very fun, but it's a very frustrating kind of fun. Like this project has definitely tested my I don't know what skills, like problem solving / patience / you know, cryptid friggin' pulling shit together out of thin air kind of deal. And so this whole scene of Laura talking about like, you can go now, and like just bullshit, just utter bullshit right now to me is like, man, this is very interesting, but like I don't know what to make of it. I have no idea what to think of what's happening here. So
if it helps at all,
I
think if you're watching this the normal way, you would still get that feeling about this.
Okay, thank God.
It's not like
that makes
I think there is additional context that would help you like have additional theories of stuff going on. I don't think you would be like, oh, I understand this.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Okay.
That does help a little bit.
But yeah, I also I do want to be careful about it's good that you're voicing your experience and your emotions about this. I also do think that maybe we don't have space to talk about that because we chose to do this the bad way.
Yeah.
we made a conscious effort to do this, right? So at the same time, it's like, here's the results of that and how I'm feeling about it, but also it's not like we could blame anyone else but ourselves for it, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you make about the arms bend back? Or is that just like, I don't know. I'm going to just.
Yeah, that's also a don't know. I made note of it because it felt important, but I don't know what to do with that yet. So,
okay.
It's a puzzle piece that exists.
Additional puzzle pieces. She gets up and kisses Coop, and you were like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I felt uncomfortable about watching that.
Yeah. Why? What's there to make you
know.
uncomfortable about that, Jay?
I think part of it is like I can understand that there is how do I describe what I'm feeling right now? I can understand that like there is a certain tenderness that Cooper may feel towards Laura because he is like investigating her murder. Like he was there in Twin Peaks for her, and so like I feel like when watching true crime, like investigators, especially when it comes to like murders of kids, like the investigators of the case, like they feel love for the kids that they investigate for because of how close they have to know, like they have to know intimate details of the life of the people that they investigate. So there's a very like I want to say the word parasocial. I don't think that's the right word, but there is a parasocial relationship that develops between investigator and victim. Like, you know, where like there's a certain level of care that has to be put there. And then like, so when I saw them kiss, I was like, uncomfortable. I can understand, but not great to watch. Like, it's like a manifestation of the parasocial relationship that I saw. And I was like, well, that's very uncomfortable.
She also kind of like leads the charge on that. Like he leans into it. But like,
yeah, he does. But like, I get it. Cause like, you know, she was probably like this Laura is probably watching Coop investigate her death. Like I get that. Okay. It doesn't make it okay. No, not at all. I was wondering how you interpreted her choosing to do that. Yeah, I think
not as like an excuse for him being okay with it.
I think still I can understand because like, you know, if a murder victim were to see their, you know, like I don't talk to dead people, but I can, if I was a dead person and I was murdered and I was actively watching a police officer investigate my murder, I would feel a certain way about it. Like I would feel love for that person. I get that. But yeah, very still uncomfortable. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it, no matter how they cross it.
I don't think it's romantic. I don't think it's sexual at all. I do think it is uncomfortable. I don't necessarily like watching it, but like I don't get the vibe that it is like a romantic or sexual thing. Yeah. I get the vibe that it is like they are both in whatever this is.
Yes, yeah.
Right? And like one of them's more in that because she's dead, but like they're both here. And I think there is a level of like, if we're getting on a meta level as well, right? Like it is like these two people can never meet because the only reason Coop is in the show is because she was murdered.
Right.
But they have met and there's something going on and there's this thing here that they are both experiencing that like no one else can. Right. So like it's weird, but like it feels like almost platonic.
Yeah.
In the idea of like, it's a extremely intense platonicness that like most people will never feel, but like at least that's how I read it. Is like it's an extreme platonicness because they are both in this like they are like the only people who can be this, you know? Right. And so yeah. What do you think she whispers?
I want to say she's whispering what evil Coop is doing down there. And that's why he's so horrified. She's like, yeah, he murdered people and he looks like you, and that's why he looks like that. That's my funny haha. Yeah, that's my immediate thought. But like I want to say like, oh, maybe you're stuck here. Like you're like unless something changes, you're gonna be stuck here forever, kind of deal. That's my other thought.
Okay. Yeah, I have a theory, but I can't share it for obvious reasons. But I will say this. My full theory didn't form until basically the end of this show of what she whispers there.
Okay.
So yeah, which is why I can't share it. But like,
Fair.
you know, it was a mystery, and I kind of built up to what I think that is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, over multiple watches.
Yeah.
Which I guess spoilers, we don't find out. I guess I spoiled that. But like, yeah. What do you make of her removing her face and light being shown through?
Oh, that's so Twin Peaks. Like that, like shit just happens, and then you're just supposed to guess what that means. Good CGI though, very good CGI. I was like, wow, her face looks like it really is in her hand there. So yeah, I thought that was good. So
okay, so not an idea on it, and you're fine.
Not
with
an
that.
idea. Yeah.
I have an idea that I am like. There's not a lot of things about this show that I can be like, oh, it's 100% this, right? Like, there's not a lot of stuff where I can be like, other people's opinions on this are wrong, right? I would never say that. I don't think anyone could convince me otherwise of my opinion of what this is, of her removing her face there with the light, because she seems self-assured. Okay. She seems to know what she's doing here. Okay. And so like, I think that it's her like having made peace with where she's at and what's happened to her.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Like, I think that's that's my working theory of what that means is like, I'm fine here. I'm, you know, I've made peace with this. Yeah. God, there's so many things to stop and ask about this. Oh my God. What happens to her after she whispers in his ear?
Again, another Twin Peaks thing. Another like, I don't know, like that's
What's your
crazy.
fan fiction theory? Just the wild out there fan fiction theory.
My fan fiction theory is the thing that killed those two people at the last episode is the one that pulled her away. That's what I think is what happened there. So like some sort of other force kind of deal that is I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but there's that part where it like okay, I'm gonna skip ahead and then we can talk about it later if we have more to say about that scene. But I'm gonna bring that scene up. It is when Coop leaves the Black Lodge momentarily, falls on that box in New York and sinks into it, and he's like floating in the box as like a man. And the couch, and we see that the couch is empty, and that's because the two people that die are outside, and it's like this is the last episode. Like that's what happened.
Yes.
That's what
which
Coop,
is a very
Coop
cool
showed
moment.
up in there, which is a very cool moment to see that. And then obviously Coop isn't in the box anymore when those two people come back into the room and they start having sexy times on the couch, and then they're immediately killed by that force, whatever,
Right.
And so my fan fiction thought is like, oh, is this force thing going after Coop because it went after Laura first, and then now it's going after Coop. It's like chasing him kind of deal, because like Coop is not in the box anymore, but that thing is now.
Yeah.
And so that's my thought. That's my fan fiction is like, is there something chasing Coop that's going after the things that are trying to help him kind of deal? So yeah.
I definitely have my own interpretations of that, but what I will tell you is that there are people who think what you do. On that. Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, you're not so lost. You're not so, because
I'm treading water here, Mac. I'm treading water here. I'm barely surviving.
There's people who saw reading like when I watched the show, I'd go back and watch read Reddit posts that were contemporaneous with when the episode came out, to kind of get the vibe of what people were thinking of each episode as I watched it for the first time. And there were people who thought what you did. There are people who at the end think what you did after getting all the information. So like, you're doing great.
Okay, yay!
I have a different theory, but I think that ties into the other theory I have. So again, I can't talk about it. But like, you're not so off base where it's like, well, no, but you don't have this information. I feel like I should reward you on this one and be like,
yay!
Because hey, who fucking knows, man? Like, I guess more spoilers. We're not going to find out for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's a hard cut back to, is it future or past?
Yes.
Yes. And then he waves Coop over with like this other hard cut, which was weird. And then and we leave. Do you have any thoughts on that, or are we good to move to the next scene? That's going to take forever.
Keep going.
Okay, good.
Keep going.
Yep. So they go through this hallway of curtains, enter into this next room where we meet the this tree of electricity, it feels like.
I called it brain tree because it looked like it had a brain on that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who think of that as a brain as well. I definitely think it looks like chewed up gum. But yeah, it's the evolution of the arm, which I believe in missing pieces. The man from another place, the little man, introduced himself as the arm. Yes. So this is the evolution of the arm, and then he's like, and I sound like this, and it goes like, the Discord's not even picking it up, but it's so, everything about this is horrible in the best way. It's so it's wild to have something so freaky in something so well lit.
Yeah.
Right. I think before this, the curtain goes up and we see a huge space and the white horse, right? We skipped over that part. If you have thoughts on that.
No thoughts yet.
Okay, yep. I'm going to move past it. I have some ideas about the white horse, but again, can't talk about it, so we'll move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so freaky ass tree that is buzzing with electricity and has lights going off. Looks like an electrical current. And is like, I'm the evolution of the arm. And then asks if you remember the doppelganger.
Yes. Do you remember your doppelganger?
At which point we get some cuts to some old footage.
Yep.
And then eventually it'll cut away to Mr. C. Am I forgetting anything in that space that you want to touch on?
I'll add that the brain tree said he must come back before you can go out.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if that was in this scene or the next one that is a continuation of the scene.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts on watching that? What do you think about this whole thing?
I'm taking it in stride.
I think this is the part that everyone wants to know. Like, this is the part where everyone's like, has been waiting for, is being like, we're getting into some of this shit now. What are you thinking about it as it's popping up, right?
Oh man, like, so the brain tree, I am the arm. Does that mean that he's the arm into other places? Like he reaches into other places?
So he says he's the evolution of the arm.
Yes.
Which, if we remember, the little man was named the arm, so they are the same character.
Yeah. I understand. It's just like, sorry. I'm wondering like what I mean by the arm is like, is he, because like, okay, in media in general, like I think the most recent media that I've seen of like this kind of imagery is Loki at the end of season. Sorry for any spoilers. I'm about to spoil season 2 of Loki, if anyone cares. But like at the end, like there's like branches that the main character grabs onto that reaches into other universes and different timelines. And so my thought with the arm is like, is it reaching into different types of universes? Is it different timelines? Because that's kind of the imagery that you get of trees in like science fiction, right? Is like trees are used to reach out into different places, and then there's the whole theme of like the trees are speaking in Twin Peaks, like they can talk kind of deal.
Right.
And so like is this brain tree thing connected to the like every fucking tree in the universe kind of deal, and they all talk to each other and they can all see things that other people can't see. And so that was my thought with like this whole brain tree is like where how is it connected to other things? Is it a deep being in the tree that is like all trees are connected and the trees all talk to each other because of this deep being that they have residing within them. What is so the brain tree says, do you remember your doppelganger? And then it says he must come back before you can go out. So like the tree's giving him advice of like what the frick to do,
Right.
and so like how is the tree talking with like the log lady, and like, but it's like disjointed in a way that the log lady can only translate so much, kind of deal. And so that's my thought, is like wood, tree. Trees are known to like know things. Trees are connected. Trees in science fiction are branching out to different timelines and different universes. So is that the type of symbolism that's represented here with this tree? Is kind of where I'm at with this one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think that's very insightful. Definitely brings to mind like, Yggdrasil and like the world tree, and there's a lot of, it's symbolic for a reason, right?
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, then we cut to Mr. C and Jack at a car storage.
Yeah, I think it's
place.
storage. Yeah, some random ass storage unit.
Puts the old Mercedes into there and picks up a new car. Jack has a hard time with the string. I don't know why I've never noticed this. I noticed it in particular this watch. He has such a hard time. Like he closes this garage door, but like the string keeps coming out, so he's like keeps trying to brush it underneath the door. I don't know why that stuck out to me this time. I've never noticed it, but like so much at the forefront of my brain as this is all happening. And then Coop goes to the car and then calls Jack over. I think they had a small little conversation in there, but he calls Jack over and then like starts massaging his face in a deeply uncomfortable moment that goes on for a while.
Yeah.
Particularly knowing what happened to him after this, which you kind of get the vibe of already, but like
I did got the vibe of that, like, oh, like he's gonna die. About to be, his neck is about to be snapped or some shit like that. That's what I was looking to see what would happen. So
any thoughts about what happened here?
No, I think I have more thoughts about what leads after this. So I'll get you keep going.
Yeah. So he kills Jack and goes to, it's not revealed, but we know. And then it's revealed in about 10 minutes. Yeah. He goes into the motel where Daria is. As he walks, as he's pulling up, Daria's like, shit, he's here. I have to go, and hangs up. And he walks in. And starts pacing and checking the room, asks about who she was talking to. And she's like, Jack, just wanting to make sure that the thing about the secretary's car is set up. And then he goes, gets her gun, says, I need it for a job, crawls into bed next to her, holds her. It looks like they're cuddling. And then he's like, I killed Jack. And this is when she knows she's fucked. So she's like, there's a little bit of a struggle. He holds her in place, starts to question her. There's some more struggling, but like finds out that she was talking to Ray. Or like actually reveals to her like via like a tape recorder of the conversation she just had, which is like weird,
interesting.
Yes highlight that. And then Ray is in jail. It sounds like for accidentally like bringing guns across a state border,
state lines,
without like some kind of license or something, and is now in jail for it. He's like, do you expect me to believe that? Like, first of all, but second of all, asks if she got the coordinates or if he got the coordinates from the secretary or not. She doesn't know. Asks who hired her to kill him, because that was revealed in the tape recorder of like, hey, tomorrow, right? Or it's like the day after tomorrow, one or the other. If he's not gone, you need to kill him.
Right.
And so she doesn't know who hired them, but Ray does.
Yes.
Yeah. He then reveals that he's like from the Black Lodge and is supposed to go back, but he has a plan to stay out.
Yes.
And then says he wants this other thing, and shows an ace to her with the symbol on it. It's like a round circle with like two
I called it a
wings.
devil card.
Yeah. Looks kind of like a symbol we've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember in Owl Cave, if you want to remember that. But kind of looks similar to that. A little more round, a little more fat, but similar vibes. And says, this is what I'm looking for. Do you recognize it? And she's like, no. She asks if he's gonna kill her. He says yes. Then he asks a few more questions. Once he's done questioning her and finding out that she doesn't really know all that much, she's like, are you gonna kill me now? And he's like, yes, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Yep.
There's something about the way he answers that like, it's not comedic. It's actually very upsetting, but it does make me chuckle of like, just like, oh no, that's not what made me chuckle. Like she was like being like, oh, I can help with this, that, or the other, and is like begging, and he's like, shut up, Daria. Like,
yeah.
There's something about that, like it's upsetting. Like this entire scene is extremely upsetting. Like it's you know, like the violence against women that is seeming to be a theme here, which it's always been a theme, but like it's particularly heavy in this episode is rough. It's pretty hard, but and you know, her begging for her life and stuff is tough, but something about Kyle MacLachlan's shut up, Daria, it's just for some reason it does make me chuckle. But yeah, no, he punches her, knocks her out, puts a pillow over her head and shoots her, and there's a kind of gratuitous shot of them pulling up the pillow, and we see like the brains out, and it's upsetting.
Yeah. Keep moving, Matt. Keep moving. It's making me uncomfortable. Keep moving.
Yes. He leaves the pillow over her face and goes to the bathroom. So before we get to the next section, we do need to go back and talk about like thoughts on that bit, because now we're into a different bit, it feels like.
Sure.
Of the scene, right?
Yeah. It's interesting because like I thought from the last episode that it seemed like Daria and Ray were kind of like otherworldly, just the way that they presented themselves as they walked out of like that back room, out of that weird shack thing that evil Coop came out of. And so it's weird. It was weird to see such a human side of Daria kind of deal, because like it felt they weren't of this realm kind of deal. So
that area felt weird. Like at the time you thought that was like other, like that entire house was like other realmly and like the Black Lodge.
Yeah.
And now we find out it was just a weird crime house.
Yeah, it was just weird. They were just weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, it caught me a little bit off guard that Daria is human. So it was in the whole thing is upsetting. It's a very upsetting scene. I did not enjoy watching that. The information that came out of it, like such as who hired to kill Coop, like $500,000 is not a lot of money. Is that the billionaire from the Las Vegas scene / the New York freaking box scene? Is that the same person? That made me think that. Also, the line of Coop saying, yeah, I'm supposed to go to the Black Lodge tomorrow, but like I have an idea and to not go back. Like freaking bastard, let Coop out. It makes me sad. And so yeah, that all of that information is new, interesting.
Yeah. Any additional thoughts on that?
No additional thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have like it's deeply upsetting, which it's meant to be. So like, you know, intended like you know, as it is. Yeah, I do think it's interesting that like he separates the thing he's looking for with the card is separate from him staying out. This other thing he wants seems to be separate from that, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after he does this murder, he goes, opens up this like old laptop looking thing, and calls somebody. Like it's like it looks like this briefcase that has like a computer and an old style phone on it. He seems to have his weird tape recorder thing is placed on top of the box.
Yeah, and it downloads the information of the freaking jail. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's after the call. Yeah.
Because
that's he gets a call from someone he thinks is Philip Jeffries. Now that's a name we know.
Yes.
That is David Bowie from the movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bet you didn't think he would keep popping up.
Yeah, I didn't think that. Yeah, I thought he was a side character.
Yeah,
but it wasn't him, though.
Yes.
Like, he didn't think it was him in there.
Yeah.
So.
It seems like he thought it was him for a while, and like it seems like before this he thought it was him, and now suddenly he's realizing that this entire time this guy he thought was Philip Jeffries wasn't.
Right.
And he's like, tomorrow you'll be going back, and when that happens, I'll be with Bob again. Now we know Bob.
Yep.
Who is played by
the guy with the hair.
Yes, this is where I feel like it's important to mention this. He's played by Frank Silva, who this episode was dedicated to. He is passed away.
Okay.
He died in 1995, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Like or like a year and change after Fire Walk with Me. So this episode was dedicated to him. They bring him up in this scene and the following scene. Just thought it was worth paying our respects there.
I wrote Frank Silva's name at the end of my notes because I noticed that dedication at the end of the credits. I wanted to bring it up at the end, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's Bob.
Okay.
Yeah. Who we saw a little bit already in this episode with I think that's why we saw those flashbacks. I don't think that was for like the audience. I think it was like to dedicate this episode to him. You know what I mean? Is like, hey, let's show some of the old footage that he was in. You know, I think that's what it's read like to me anyways. So then from here, Coop logs into the computer, but it doesn't look like he's actually logging in. It looks like he's like hacking into the FBI database or something. And then downloads prison schematics and lists and like all of this information into his weird tape recorder. What do you make of all of that?
I think he's going to try and get Ray out of jail, but like not in a good way, breaking Ray out of jail, but a bad way to kill him kind of deal. That's all I think about that so far.
No opinions on the Bob thing or the Philip Jeffries thing or the magic tape recorder?
I don't know what else to think of it. Like, he has a magic tape recorder that downloaded the schematics of a jail, and he also has a suitcase of that can call people.
Well, so I would like to highlight that suitcase because we've seen that before.
Have we?
Wyndham Earl that's the same case and computer thing
I did
that
not
he
realize.
had. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, or at least very similar. So if it's not the exact same one that he had, it is at the very least like an FBI standard that like Wyndham had. And
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But yeah, so he gets the schematics and leaves and goes to the adjoining room. Knocks on the door, and God, she's a famous actress, and I'm forgetting her name, but she's like super famous.
Okay.
And she's like, "Hey," and he walks in and is like, "I need you to clean up the next room," and it's like, "Oh, is it that bitch Daria? Good, I was getting jealous or something
I was
like
getting
that."
jealous. Yeah.
And then you're like, "Oh, so they have a thing." Then he's like, "I
Yes.
need you to call your husband."
Husband. Yeah. Like,
Because I need you
oh.
both over here. And she's like, "Yeah, got it." Her room's a mess. There's a lot of Cheetos around, a lot of
Yeah.
snack food around. Then he sits down and she walks over and he feels up her leg and is like, "Oh, you're nice and wet for me," or something like that. "Oh,
Yeah.
you're nice and wet." And you're like, "Oh, I hate this."
Yeah.
Like, I hate all of this.
Uncomfortable.
That's how I do dirty talk. No, I don't, because I don't do dirty talk. I'm alone. So then we got back to the red room. Did you have any feelings about the
No
Chantel
thoughts
thing?
of that.
Yeah.
No thoughts.
It's events that happened, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I definitely have some thoughts in retrospect, but we'll get there when we're introduced to her husband and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. We're back to the red room, and Coop's there. Like, it's like the same shot that they cut away from when we cut away and went to the doppelganger.
Yeah.
At this point, the evolution of the arm goes 256 time and time and time again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they tell him that he has to go now.
Go now.
Yeah.
But then he can't leave.
Yeah, he walks out and goes to where he's supposed to, and it's like something happened there.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he turns back and goes through a different room. But what do you make of the 256 and him not being able to leave?
It's probably not time for him. It's weird that the tree says go now, but then he goes now and he can't leave. So it seems like something's happening there. Like the doppelganger isn't back. Like he's doing his thing of like not returning to the Black Lodge kind of deal. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the 256 time and time and time again?
No, it's a phrase. Don't know what to make of it yet.
Okay. So yeah, he goes through some empty rooms that get very trippy and continues to be uncomfortable. The one-armed man is also like, something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
And
yep.
the evolution of the tree is like my doppelganger. So there's a doppelganger of the tree as well, which is great. So as he's walking through these rooms, he comes across Leland Palmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you make of that? Oh, well, let's get into what he says. He says, "Find Laura," and Coop looks like a little confused and then like on a mission and turns to leave again. So, first of all, Leland Palmer looks exactly the same. How the hell did they do
yes.
that? I think it's because he was slouched. So, like, when you see him actually, like at that age, like he sagged a little bit, but since he's slouched in the chair anyways, you don't really notice that. And outside of that, looks exactly the same, right?
Yeah, he looks exactly the same.
But,
what I think of it, part of me is like, Leland, you're in the exact same fucking place as Laura. How have you not seen her yet? Like, she has been here in this place with you. So like that, thought it was funny. But clearly he's talking about how Laura got like kidnapped, into the sky kind of deal. And so I'm wondering, like, is this a reference to, like, is Laura's death still not solved to this day kind of deal? Is it a reference to that, or is he kind of frozen in his own time when he died? Like, I don't know how he died yet. But is there a reference of, like, he doesn't know that Laura's murder is solved already? Is that kind of where he's at? Or is this a manifestation of Cooper's thoughts? And Cooper was trying to help Leland at the end, and like this is Cooper's consciousness calling out to him and saying to find Laura. So there's a couple different thoughts there when he showed up. I don't know yet though.
Okay. No, that's all very interesting. I do have some thoughts on this, but we'll actually be able to talk about it very soon.
Okay.
And so, Coop is like, what? And then like focuses in, which is like a very Coop thing to do. He does that sometimes where like he'll get information and that's like him processing it, is like almost chasing it around in the air and then like processes it and then moves on. And so he leaves, he starts walking in another hallway and goes to open the curtain, and he sees it. And we're now on this highway where we see Mr. C driving in the car that we saw him pick up, driving down the road, and Coop's looking out at that, and then space starts to shake. A statue turns into what looks like the evolution of the arm, but yellow, so we can assume it's the doppelganger. And starts screaming at Coop. The floor starts to get all weird. Like that is what trips me out. Like when like it starts to get physically weird, like what you see as like images and patterns start to be like, nope, actually we're this. Like that. It shakes a lot, and then the tree screeches non-existent, drops him into this like black liquid that turns out to be space and stars, and he just starts falling rapidly through space.
Yes, through space.
Yeah. Anything to make of that?
No, it's stuff that happens. It happened. Non-existent is an interesting phrase that the tree says, but yeah. Don't know how to process that quite yet.
Do you like? It seems like whatever, because that seems like the next day, right? He's in the new car. It's daytime. This may have been the time to go out, yeah?
Well, okay, my thought was like, because like when he's looking out the curtain and he sees evil Coop driving down the highway, I thought he was gonna jump out and land in the car and like, like do a little like punch him in the face. I don't know. I was thinking like, is he gonna jump out and like jump him? But I don't think it was the time for him to go, because okay, the reason why I don't think that is because like this is all set up in the US, and then as he's falling in space, he lands in New York and it's nighttime in New York. So like, I don't think that was the time to go. I don't think that was the right time. It seems like there was a little bit of like time something happened there kind of deal. So I don't know what to make of it, but him seeing evil Coop driving down the highway, and evil Coop was probably going to the freaking jail on the other side of South Dakota. That I don't necessarily think that the tomorrow means tomorrow kind of deal. So I don't know what to make of it. I feel like I don't have enough information yet.
That's a good thing to hold on to. Yeah, non-existent is a very interesting phrase for the tree to shout. I don't understand, like, even if it's doppelganger and doppelganger on the same side, I don't understand why the tree is helping. I think that's very interesting. I think there's something there. But yeah, Coop falls through the sky, lands on the box in a very kind of funny freeze frame.
Yeah.
And then it kind of stays on that until he melts into the box. Where then we get to like we look around, like we had brought this up before. We look around, we see the area where we saw the box. And then we cut outside and we realize this is when Tracy and, oh my God, the
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever had a name. Sorry, kid, you did a great job. But like, remember the weird tension throughout that scene?
Yes.
Like that would, like, the first time we saw it, and we're like, oh, there's like this weird energy.
Uncomfy,
and, yeah. Like that's almost like triple knowing what's going on in the background now.
Yeah.
You know, so like as that uncomfy, like the camera pushing through and like following them, and they're talking like this, you realize Coop's in there.
Yeah.
And then like we see that box do this weird shape changing, like
I called it glitching. That's what I called it in my notes.
Glitch is very good description of it. And that won't be the last time we should use that word. And so yeah, and then he disappears, like or like is sent flying through space again, right? Then we cut to the Palmer household.
Yes.
Never has a house been such a jump scare. Like, it's to take from a better podcast. The Detective and the Log Lady. No, there's things I do disagree with them on, but like the things I do agree, like that they brought up that like this feels like a haunted house, but not in like the traditional sense. It's like it is a haunted house, but like not in. I don't know how to phrase it. It's not like, ooh, spooky. It's like you could feel the weight of stuff in this house, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you got that or if I'm projecting.
The thing that made me sad seeing Laura's house, because like the other characters, like it's kind of been the other, like the whole thing with this episode's like otherworldly, like shit's going down in like other dimensions, other realms, shit's going down. But then it's interesting that the episode chooses to, it doesn't end on this, but it's close to the end of like, oh, center of gravity, someone died at the beginning of this, like, and her mom is alive, her husband is dead, her daughter is dead, her niece is dead, and she is alone in this house. Like it was very good to like go from like Coop flying through space, and I'm like laughing because I'm like, this is ridiculous, and all of a sudden it centers itself of like, this is Laura's house, this is where her mom is currently here. And like I think that's what you mean by haunted, is like there are ghosts of the things that happened in the past of this house, and all that's left is a shell of a woman of like, her family is dead. Like she's supposed to have like, you know, grandkids and like you know, they're supposed to be like this happy family, like, and we did get glimpses of like they were a happy family and missing pieces, and all of a sudden she's just alone in this house. And it was I thought it was a very good juxtaposition of like the craziness of the one end of the spectrum of what the show has to offer versus the other end of the spectrum, which is just, it's a character show. It's centered around its characters. And here's a reminder of like where this started. And so I actually really liked seeing that scene there. I really liked seeing Laura's house and like seeing her mom, like she's alone and like she's watching this crazy TV show.
Let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, as we go inside, like I was just talking, even just the outside, you can feel the weight of it, right? It's like the grief is etched into the wood itself of the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like as we go inside, like it is not like, it's kind of a mess. It's dark, it's poorly lit, and she's watching this like wildebeest get torn apart by
by
like
lions,
yeah, and like as it's getting taken down and we watch it like they're chewing at its face and it exposes its throat and they go for the throat, she gets like locked in and very focused on it at that point. There's some amazing camera work as she like moves around on the couch and we're seeing the reflection, which is deeply creepy. Like this entire scene is like, it's not just sad. right? Because I think like there's a version of this where it's like, oh, look at how sad she is, but like it's
Yes.
like it's horrific in its sadness.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
yeah, you can you understand, like when people lose people like that, like you expect people to like rally around them and for people to be there. You understand why there's nobody there
Yeah.
right now. You know, like you understand like because it's so hard to witness this type of thing, right? It's great. Great filmmaking, like it's intense and like, but like nothing's she's just watching TV, but like it's so much is in here, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and a large part of that is like Grace Zabriskie just doing a great job being this, you know, person and not even saying anything and letting us know like, oh, she's not well. But yeah, no, yeah, they watch as the wildebeest get eaten. You were gonna make a point on that, and then I interrupted to tell what happened there. So if you remember what that,
I thought it was like an interesting, like, I just thought it was interesting. It's an interesting choice for her to watch that show. Like, is she just like, oh, clearly she's mentally not okay. So the fact that she's so engrossed in the show is like, it's an interesting choice. Like, what does this mean? Like, what is this representing of her, and like the state of the house that she's in? Like, there's like cigarettes and snacks everywhere, and like I'm pretty sure that is also what room is that? I'm trying to like lay out the room in the house.
That's the living room.
That is the living room. That is
because we can see the street outside.
Okay, so that is the room where Leland was arrested in with Maddie on the couch. It's that room.
Yeah, I believe
laid
so.
out. I think it's laid out a little bit differently because of the TV. I think.
Yeah, because now that there's a TV there, it used to be the couch used to face out towards the window.
Yeah. Okay, because like it's interesting. It's interesting. It's all interesting. It's reflective of like how much time has passed. So yeah, I thought I liked it. I liked that scene a lot.
Yeah. We're at the end here. We go to the Roadhouse, the Bang Bang Bar, which is the Roadhouse, which we've been to a few times. We watched the Chromatics play their song Shadow, I believe, as they're playing in this bar. And it's kind of going around. We focus on a few different characters. We see some British person walk in with James, who you didn't recognize initially.
Yeah.
He looks so cute when he smiles at this scene. Like he goes through and I think he sees somebody and smiles. I forget her name. How am I forgetting her name? The one sitting by Shelly.
Becky. I think it was Becky.
No, Becky is Shelly's daughter. But you did catch that name being said.
I did catch the name. Okay, yeah. Okay.
But like, yeah. So we also see Shelly there with like a few friends, and they're talking, and James is just staring. Kind of like he does, but actually it's kind of cute. And they're like, "Oh, hey, look, he's staring at you again." And they're like, and Shelly's like, "No, like James is a sweet guy. He's been in a motorcycle accident."
Yeah.
So, you know, so he's just a little quiet now. But James is cool. He's always been cool. Which is a line that like people, there were two camps, but I would say one camp is a lot smaller than the other, of people who did not like James in the first two seasons, like people who just don't like James. And so when she said that, it was like everyone felt like it was David Lynch being like, "You motherfuckers, James is cool.
He's supposed to be cool.
I like James. How dare you?" And then there's a small group of fans who I think you're in, who when they said that,
camp. I like James.
Yeah, when she said that, you're like, "Fuck yeah, he's always been cool." Shelly makes eyes at someone at the bar, and then we listen to the Chromatics play us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
What'd you think of that scene before we get into the rest of the episode?
I liked, okay, I'm glad that we get to see some of the teenagers. I was like, where's Donna? Where's Shelly? Where's James? Where's Bobby? Where's freaking Audrey, my favorite? So I'm glad we got to see some of them come back. Yeah, I did not recognize James at first. I think it's because I think him older, like lost a little bit of weight. Like he's a little bit skinnier, so his face is more hollow.
Well, so part of that, like I believe this is what happened to him, as far as I'm aware, is like after this show, he went on to try to do some movies and got a commercial for like an anti-acne cream, and it like fucked up his face.
Oh,
like I think he had a like lawsuit about it or something, and it like,
oh my god,
yeah. And so he like stopped acting for a while and had to like do that. So that's probably part of it.
I see.
I think
James has always been cool. I like 100%. James. 100%. I like James a lot. I think, I was really happy to see him. I did not recognize Shelly either. I was like, I did not recognize Shelly until someone said her name. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm glad we got to see some of the teenagers back. And then I liked the song. Don't get me wrong. I liked the song that the Chromatics played, but I was like, this is not an appropriate song for like a bar. I was like, this is a very slow moving song for a bar scene, like a dive bar, essentially. Yeah. So I was like, it's an interesting choice for a song. I get it. But like, I liked the song, but I was like, interesting song choice.
If I told you that was like a thing in Twin Peaks, would that make it better?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, because we've heard interesting music at bars already, like early on. Like early on.
Like very not even just this bar, song like choices. Like in different bars, So I thought it was a good scene. It was a good scene to wrap it up. So so having talked through it at length, how where are you at on this episode? How do you feel? Oh wait, there was a point, you said that time was a theme throughout this episode. Want to expand on that at all? Well,
talking through it,
I mentioned it earlier that evil Coop driving in the blazing sun in South Dakota, and then all of a sudden Coop is in the middle of the night, New York, kind of deal. So time doesn't seem like it is a construct in the Red Room, and kind of fricks around in there. Also, I noticed that it doesn't seem like it follows the traditional previous Twin Peaks structure of every day is an episode kind of deal.
Right.
It seems very fluid in time. And so I don't know what that means, but there must be a reason for it. I also the time also in different ways, Laura aged, seeing Laura as an older woman, time has passed, kind of deal in that sense of time. Time as not as a static thing, but time, what I mean by time as a concept is that it shows up in different places that I don't expect it to. So
okay. So as we got in, you caught that a lot faster than anyone I've watched it with, I think. But yes, that it is definitely weird, right? That said, watching this, for instance, Evie, who did obviously pick up on, it being night in New York and day in South Dakota, but you very much picked up on the non-traditional way they're dealing with time pretty early. As that gets more apparent, Evie was no wonder this is your favorite show. Like, that is so you coded. There's a lot of stuff about the show that is like, oh, no wonder it's your favorite show. Like Coop being the way and the soap opera parts and like the comedy of it all and, you know, stuff like that. But as we got into this, like she was like, oh no, this is why this is like no wonder, like, of course. Add a context, if she had seen this, she's like, I would have thought of you. Like, this is so as you started to say stuff like that, I was like, yeah, yes, this is why it's my favorite show. Like, here we go, man. Like, here it comes. No, it was already my favorite show in the first 2 seasons, but it just continues to, it's so good. Talking through it, how do you feel about the episode as a whole?
I like the episode a lot. I think I like it less than other episodes that I've seen, but only because there is so much thrown at me that I don't know how to process it. Like, I liked the episode, but because it wasn't like linear and because of how much information I got, like, I don't know what to think of it. And so I like it less because of that. Like I liked a lot of the early season 2 stuff that we've seen. And that's because like it follows a story. Like Coop is, you know, drug dealers, cocaine, car, you know, like I'm able to follow that process. Whereas this, it's like, yeah, Laura screamed and got flown up into the air. like that's great. I love seeing that. But like, what does it mean? I can't place it. So I like the episode, but I will have to rate it a bit lower just because I don't understand how it fits into the main picture. I think if I were to watch, like, if I were in charge of the watch order, I would just binge it now. Like, I would like, okay, let's watch season 3. Let's watch episode 3 now. Like, so that way I get it. But because I can't do that, I will have to rate it just a little bit lower. So
yeah, it's one of those things of like, you liked it, but you won't know where it actually rates for you until you get the full picture. Yeah, I get that.
Exactly.
I get that for sure. What do you think happens next in the show? Not what we're watching next. What do you think happens next? Based off of where this
I want to see. I'm biased as hell. I want to see more Bill Hastings. Like, I want to know what happens with the police chief investigating this thing. I want to know what happens to Bill. I want more information of like this dream kind of deal. I don't know how it happens because it seems like the rules of the Red Room is that 2 doppelgangers, like Coop and the doppelganger, can't exist on Earth together. That's the rule that it seems like it's set up. I want Coop to go back to Twin Peaks somehow and like, you know, join the gang and have Hawk there and Andy and Harry. We still haven't seen Harry yet. I would like to see more Harry. But yeah, that's what I want is Coop to get back somehow. But as the rules that have been set up in the universe, I don't think we'll get that for a little bit. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, and finally, for why I rate this where I do, I don't think I can separate 1 and 2 from my brain. 1 feels a lot more set up, is a lot more comedic. 2 is like setting a specific tone. I think both of them set the tone for what the show's is in season 3. I think that like any 2-parter, I'm always going to favor the second over the first part of it. That's just who I am as a person.
Okay.
There's also a lot of weird shit in this one that I enjoy. I enjoy comedy. I enjoy all that stuff, but like the deep dread of like the Palmer house, like the way that the Red Room stuff is being presented, you know, all of that is like speaks to me on a level. But like the reason I don't rate this higher though is there is a change here. Which I think you've kind of picked up on a little bit about like the way that they're dealing with the supernatural, which I don't mind. I think that it works in later episodes, but the change itself, the way that some of the Red Room stuff is way more, how do I put it? It used to be a lot more horrific in the similar way to like the Palmer house. And the way it's treated here is like they're almost like allies of Cooper a little bit.
Okay.
While I don't think they've ever been like against Cooper necessarily, it felt like they were this other force. Like outside of good and
I
evil.
think I understand what you're saying. I definitely the way the Red Room was represented in at least in season 2, from what I've seen, it's more shrouded in mystery.
Yeah.
Like there's a definitely like we're better than you kind of air. Like we control the narrative kind of deal that I get from season 2. Whereas this one, it like they completely like peeled the banana. Basically, they peeled the banana of the Red Room, and we get to see more of it, which is fine. I definitely understand what where you're coming from, though. There's a different feeling towards it.
I think there's a payoff for all of this that I think works and is good, and the reason they did it, I think, is justified and correct. It does kind of, but yeah, you're right. Or like what you're understanding what I'm saying about it is like, I want to draw, I want to be very clear here that I think that the payoff and the way that it works and why they did it was correct. I think it's good.
Okay.
I think that like they weakened this part of it in particular to build a stronger thing later.
I see. Okay.
But like, because we're not there and they're weakening this really cool thing, this has to not necessarily be as good as some of the other stuff we get into. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I rate it where I do.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think happens in the next episode we watch?
Okay, let me look up the list here. Where are we at? Our handy little list. Season 3, episode 2. Oh, okay. I have been counting down when I've been seeing these episodes. I am very excited because that is a very big missing piece for me, is this next episode. And so I have a feeling that episode is going to clear up a lot of the supernatural side that I've been waiting for with the show. So it's built up, but like I don't know, like that's like the mid-season like finale. It feels like is that episode, and so I'm very excited. I'm super excited. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're this excited about it, it means we won't be postponing for a couple of weeks, which is good. But yeah, no, I think that should do it for us. So, remember to save the pine weasel.
And brush your teeth.
Alrighty, so fuck, marry, kill. Let's go with the evolution of the arm, the charred man in the jail,
Okay.
and who should the third one be? I was thinking, actually, you know what? Let's do Phyllis.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fuck, that's hard. Mac, why do you make it so difficult? Okay, I think I would marry the brain tree, the evolution of the arm. I feel like them, I'm gonna use them pronouns for the tree.
Sure, yeah.
I think they would I think just them knowing things. It'd be a very frustrating marriage, but I think I could live with it. I don't like them talking in metaphor all the time, but I think like I think it could work. I think it could work.
Okay.
I would fuck Phyllis, I guess. I guess there's a reason why she's having an affair.
2 affairs.
So, yeah, two affairs. Even
She's
better.
had 2
there you go.
affairs.
Even better. So I feel, that would be a good time. And then, unfortunately, the guy in the jail kind of creeps me out, so I would kill him. Yeah.
That's tough. Initially, I was like, no, marry Phyllis, but then it was like, that will land me in jail for life. So never mind that. I am tossed up because I think fucking the evolution of the arm would be great. There's a lot of little different branches, and it's tingly, like in a nice way.
Okay,
and
I see what you're saying.
They know what they're doing probably, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on. I'm a monster fucker. Not really. I'm not. I'm an alien fucker, and these might be aliens. So therefore, but yeah. So that's tough. But I also think like you can fuck who you're married to. I hope you do. Like unless they're asexual, like you should be fucking who you're married to.
Yeah.
So that can go in either camp, but I'm partial to thinking of like if I marry the charred man in the jail cell, that's a low maintenance marriage.
Okay,
you
fair.
Just toss them in your lazy boy chair and just let them be, and it's not a problem. You're just like, that's super low maintenance. So like I can't imagine, like, I don't know. There's something upsetting about like a dead fish lay, and that guy's a dead fish. That's
fair. Valid.
Like I don't know how I feel about that. I think ultimately you are correct. Like you've convinced me that like Phyllis has a lot of affairs. She has to be getting it right. Right. So like I think you're correct, and you've changed my order to agree with you. I do think it is like because I'll still be able to fuck the tree, but also like just marry them, and then like you know, I think I agree with your order. Yeah.
Okay. Yay!
Yay!
My order superiority.
Yes. Your order has been mine. Now for something truly difficult.
Okay.
Gang, pirate, or married?
Okay. Gang, pirate, or married? I think the charred man is. Oh, this is hard. Hold on. Let me think this through. Okay. I think gang is Phyllis. I think Phyllis is gang. Like she's kind of like, but like she's like gang in a sense of like, she uses her seductressness to get what she wants. It would be like
1930s gang style.
Yeah,
not like,
yeah.
I get you. I see that.
Yeah. That's what I think with Phyllis. Now
runs a speakeasy or something.
Yeah. Okay, I guess the charred man pirate, but he's the prisoner at the bottom of the pirate ship. Like that's where he's at. He's a pirate, but he's down there. And so as a result, I guess the Braintree is married, I guess.
Are you sure about that ranking? Are you sure about this?
The Braintree and the charred man, like I'm flip flopping back and forth between pirate and married between them because like the Braintree could be pirate because I feel like he's kind of like the smart pirate captain. I can see him as like leading the crew people kind
Pirates
of deal.
The Caribbean
but like
has some monster ass pirates.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it fits with that vibe. And then but the charred man married doesn't make sense in my head. So
I don't know. A lot of men tune out once they're married. They're tapped out. They're like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and do this and not do what I'm supposed to be doing and taking care of the house.
I guess. No, I'm gonna keep my original.
Okay,
I'm gonna keep my original. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the charred man as pirate in the idea of like Pirates of the Caribbean, like one of the ghost pirates that got like burned alive or something. I'm gonna go with Phyllis is married because we've seen her be married. It's an awful marriage, but she is married. And I think the Braintree is a blood because of all the curtains. They're absolutely repping the colors.
Okay.
Of red gang shit,
Okay. I see you.
Absolutely. They might be the money man of it. They might be like, outside of it a bit, but like they're so repping the, so
Yeah,
I think that the tree is definitely a blood. And Phyllis is married because we've seen that be true. And
yeah, fair.
and the other guy is like a ghost pirate.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. I see. I got you.
This is such a silly game.
This is such a silly game. But we're keeping it though. It's
Yes,
ridiculous, but we're
100%.
keeping
No,
it.
it's so much fun. Like, part of the fun of watching these episodes for me is be like, what 3 characters do I pick out for this? Like,
Yeah.
that's gonna make it wild.